Hi guys, yes, here it is. This is the video I'm doing today. Basically, it's a catch-up, as I just mentioned, on some sites that I covered previously, probably a week ago, and the first of which is one called Nano-11. Now, I was shocked because it was just about a week ago, less than a week ago, I did a review on this. You can check back on one of my previous videos, basically just warning people about this site and basically just saying how long it's got left to go and whether or not you want to go into it, because I find that these warning videos that I give out to people, it's like water off a duck's back. I warn them, I give them all the proof and everything else, and I tell them more or less when it's going to crash. And one of the first questions that they ask me is how much should they invest, which is a word they keep using. It's not investment, guys. These things are purely gambles. It depends when you actually enter these programs. You cannot enter this program and think that it's an even playing field, because it's not. The only people who are actually going to take advantage of this or actually come out on top, if they do, are the ones who get in or are lucky enough to get in right at the beginning of these programs. And so it depends when you get in. So if you know that the program is just launched and you've literally just started, you may stand a chance, depending on these guys' plans, because they all have plans and strategies as to when to start and when they're going to close up and run. Okay. Now, Nano-11 was no different. Basically, it was just the same run-of-the-mill scam hype. These things are planned almost meticulously. This is no difference. Nano-11 here on this Hyips monitor. Literally, I looked as soon as I came to do this video. I looked and I couldn't believe it. It's like problem. 28 people had a problem with it. Only 7 said that they weren't paid. 1 was waiting, and 11 people actually said they had been paid. But generally, if you look at down all the subcategory Hyips monitors, they're all saying they're not paying, not paying, not paying, not paying. Just didn't look good at all. And I thought, wow, in such a short space of time. But having thought that, I thought, well, I've warned enough people. I've told them about it. Let me go to the website and see what it is. There's nothing. They've stripped everything down. They've taken everything down on their server, all banners, all videos. For those of you who have forgotten what the Nano-11 site looks like, I've managed to go to Google. I've got some grabs here. These are some of the claims that they had, the percentages that they have, the levels of investment that they had running. 400 days online. I'm not really sure how much they claimed that they were actually going to pay out on this. Look at this one here, 1,111% returns on there, 777%. You see, all these returns that these Hyips have, no matter how crazy and how stupendous the returns that they actually put on there, people still join, and as a result of people continuously joining these programs with these crazy returns, these Hyips will continue, and they will continue to vacuum people's pockets, and they'll keep coming back, and the people will keep coming back, and the people who operate these scams know full well. So it's literally a license to print money. This is the video, one of their videos on YouTube. They've taken that down to literally everything that they've had. They've decided on the date they're going to go down, and they've stuck with it. And it's military position. This one has been running, because I went and I checked their Alexa ratings, and check this out, guys. If you look here, let me scroll up so you can get a closer look. If I can get that any bigger. Okay, this is going to be it. Yeah. Right, you know, via my videos, you know how I like to track their progression from when they start to when they finish, or when they peak. Gives you a good idea. This one peaks quite early, actually. So here we are. It kind of started in January. It kicks off through the beginning of April, May, and it peaks just before June. Just before June, it peaks. Sometimes it reaches here and it starts to climb again. But these guys had already decided. They decided that they are going to go as soon as it peaks, and that's exactly what they've done. I thought maybe they may go a little bit further on, as a lot of the Hyips tend to do. They tend to plateau here. You know, they've peaked and they're kind of trundling along, even if they're trying to work out, you know, what else can we use to tease the people in, to continue keep this whole showboat going along, and they may add a little rate rise or something to get a few more people in or whatever, rinse their pockets out, and then they'll go. But these guys, who you can tell, it's quite obvious what they've done there. They've decided, right, as soon as we peak, we're out of here, and that's exactly what they've done. So unfortunately, I've had to report this bad news for those of you who are or were in Nano-11. So that's one of the things. But having said that, this isn't going to stop people there. They've probably lost money, or they were about to join this company, and they'll just look around for another Hype and they're going to jump onto that. That's just the way this whole Hype thing works. I'm not a great fan of Hyips. All I tend to do is just give people a heads up as to what stage a Hype has reached, and I suggest when to vacate that particular Hype. Okay, the next one, I've been having a lot of questions about this particular program, if you want to call it. It's called Flipping Your Money, or Flipping Your Seeds, or Flipping the Seeds. I can't get my head around this particular thing. It hasn't got a website as such. It hasn't got a YouTube channel as such. It's got a kind of like a Facebook thing going on, okay? And a lot of people are saying to me, Mike, what do you think of this? You know, is it a goer? Should we get on board? I've been on this and I've seen some videos of the guy Tom Kent, who runs it. Now he's either sat in the darkened car in a car park, or he's in the bedroom in bed, or he's just woken up, or he just looks out of it. He just looks like he's on something. I don't know if it's just me, but he looks as if he's not all there. And so I'm really not sure about this this whole program at all. Looks like I'm going to run for the hills with this one. I can't recommend this flipping the seeds or flip-flapping, whatever it is. From what I can gather, it is what he does. He gets a bunch of people who all throw in money in a pot, and once he's got enough people in there, it closes off until such time he says that he operates, what is it called? Oh, I forgot what he sells ads, or he does something. So whatever he does, everybody has to wait. He seems to claim to be selling solo ads, and on the back of getting people's funds in, he will then sell solo ads, and then on the back of selling these solo ads, he will then return those people 1,000% of whatever it is they've put in. Someone said that to me, I'd have to turn around and run as fast as I could. This isn't something. This is just red flag all over it. Whatever it is, as soon as somebody's mentioned this to me, it just sounds so crazy to be true. And yet, I see these are full-blown adults who are actually involved in this particular program. And also, he's going to be doing a rev share as well. And I can only see this ending in complete disaster, to be honest with you. But I'm not going to run it down. I'm not going to slag it, because looking through the Facebook feeds and posts, people are just devoted to this guy. He has a fanatical following, and I'm not sure what it is about him. It must have a certain persona, where if you mention any doubts about what this guy is doing, you will be jumped on by dozens of people who say that he can't do any wrong whatsoever. So I'm just going to leave it hanging there. I'm not going to get involved in that. I'm just going to stay on the sideline and watch how this thing trundles on. But anyway, I'm going to leave that there. What else do I have? I have right. Yes, I'm going to part on my old friends here. Now this is definitely going to be my last word on Coince. Coince is still going. Amazingly, it's still going. I don't understand how this program is still going. But having said that, I just got one thing I just wanted to point out to you as to why I feel about it as I do, because this is following a path that some of these Hyips actually follow, and it's part of their plan. Okay. Now, bearing in mind what I just said about the Nano-11 and what they did, they got out very, very quick. Okay. Now, despite what they may say, Coince, they haven't been going, God knows, I don't know, 100, 200, 300 days as they claim. They started, this is according to Alexa, okay, I'm not going to argue with Alexa at all. They started kind of midway through January, right, and they peaked at the beginning of April. They coasted along for a couple of days and then they dipped. Now, round about this period, maybe just before, just after the dip, they introduced a 3% rate. Okay, prior to that, it was 2%. Now, bearing in mind what I said before, what a lot of these Hyips do, they peak. Peaking means that there's no more additional traffic coming their way. They're getting no more new members, so there's no new money coming in to the business. And so, in order for a business to sustain itself, it needs new funds. Now, looking at this, there's no new funds coming in. So what it's trying to do is trying to squeeze out a little bit more from their members before they go. So what they've done, they've craftily introduced a 3% rate. Okay, so the people who are due to come out round about that are teased again by 3%. So everybody's going to pile back in. So that little dip that you see there is gone up. Okay, but it's gone up there. But because there's still no new members coming in, all that's happening here is the existing members who have been paid have been tempted by that 3%. Okay, now they're going in, but you can see there's a slow decline there. Okay, now this has gone way beyond I thought it would go. I've given it between 2 and 3 weeks to go before it actually disappears, and they're going to do the same thing. If I look back, there are other. Another famous one, another large one that actually went down, which was Venture Alliance, which you can see one of the earlier videos that I did about these guys and when they would go down. I think I predicted that. I think that was about 2 days out on that one that I predicted it would go down, so that was quite close there. But these guys, they trundled on and trundled on, they dipped, they came up again, they trundled on, and then they decided they gave up and they went. Okay. So I suppose as far as trundling on, Coince are probably about here. Okay, so if they wanted to, they could trundle on a little bit longer, but they've thrown in their 3% here. Okay, so I can't imagine that they're going to do a 4% or 3.5%. It's going to end round about here, guys. I'm telling you. And so that's what I'm going to end on. One other thing, all you RevShare guys, Ultimate RevShare seem to be a bit of a problem at the moment. A lot of people saying that they've changed the rules, they've moved the goalposts. What can you say? The owner suddenly has had a heart attack and he can't handle the program anymore, so he's handed it over to somebody else who is now saying that he's going to change the rules yet again, blah, blah, blah. This seems to be happening a lot in the RevShare community now at the moment, with programs changing the rules, and suddenly you got to pay a membership every month. This would pee me off. It's peeing a lot of people off at the moment. One thing I should say, when you're choosing a RevShare, I would stay safe. I would go for an established RevShare. If you're new to the business, I would go for an established RevShare, one of the big guys. The established ones are big because they've been around the longest. And they've kind of solidified their presence on the net. So I would say go to one of those. But catch me in my next video, and I will catch you all then. My time.